how to coach employees during turbulent times. For a long time, many of us have been talking about volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous work environments. Well, we're now in the middle of it. It's not just about talk, but we are really experiencing it today. But pandemic stress also is different. It has all of these things on the left side, okay? But people are also experiencing this. They feel inadequate. There are just too many things to do. One of you said overwhelmed. Uncertainty about the future. I'm sure all of us are asking, when will this end? Okay? And leaders are telling us hope is not a strategy. So when will this end? Okay, we're short of asking for a miracle. There's the risk of exposure at work. One of you is going to work. So there's also that challenge. If I go to work because I need to, how safe am I? And how safe is my family when I return home? Caring for personal and family needs while working. Work from home is not easy. And now school is about to start. It's as if we ourselves are going to school with our children, learning the technology and trying to help them. Okay. There's also the lack of access to tools. So one of you said that, no? I don't have the internet connection. It's probably inconsistent. Okay. I have the apps, it doesn't work, or my friends don't actually, or teammates don't answer. Okay, so we have new tools, we have technical difficulties, new working conditions. It's not like before where you can see your team, meet your team regularly, or observe how they are working. But right now, it's more like you have to trust that they are working and that they will deliver. And very important is the lack of social connection. A lot of us have friends at work, and now we're missing those friends. Okay. Even before the pandemic, okay, there's just too much change, new technology, new policies, global change. So you have an environment that's always changing, and the manager does not have all the right answers. But the manager needs to give support and guidance rather than instructions, and employees have to adapt. They learn to adapt and to innovate, not just obey. So if you notice, those that are getting promoted are those who adapt very fast and have new ideas that they can contribute. So the job of the manager is to coach and to ask the right questions. Not
Because this, what is mentioned 21st century may not apply in a pandemic situation, right?
Yes, because in crisis, there are certain situations where you just have to make the decision as a boss. Especially because you have the data, what's going on with your business, you know where you want to go. So that's very important. But when it comes to, for example, engaging your employees, at a certain level, you have to start coaching them, because you cannot just have all the emotional resources to listen to everybody. You have to help them help themselves. So in a crisis, you actually say, okay, this is what needs to be done. This is our decision. But there's the human factor that you need to adjust for and help people with. So maybe in the next slide, I'll show you what's going on. And so you can see where where coaching might fit in your workplace.
Thank you.
I just would like to ask if for the powerful questions, how can we do it? I mean, in what platform are we going to use? Through email, phone calls, or just like this Zoom or video conference?
You can experiment with your team, what they are comfortable with. You can actually do it on the phone, and you just give them instructions, and just wait for them to write, give them time to write, be very patient and encouraging. So they will write questions, because the tendency is if you are the boss and you ask them to do something, they'll think there's a correct answer. So you have to say, just write any question that comes to mind. Okay, this is actually coming from you, and let's see how it will be helpful to you at the end of the exercise.
I mean, how do we ensure that when we ask the questions, it wouldn't be perceived by the employees that because you don't have the answer and therefore you are now asking me for an answer.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Ah, okay. So yes, I understand what you're saying. 'Cause some bosses have actually said they might be surprised about me asking all these questions because they usually hear instructions from me. Then what you can do is you introduce the tool. You say, okay, let's try something new because this is a different situation. Okay, and it's a situation where you probably can come up with a solution that's best for you. Let's see. And then you ask him, are you willing to try this? Okay, with me. Okay, then that's how you go about it.
How to come up with the right questions asked by CAMS.
How to come up with the right questions. If you're actually coaching the person and not going through the question burst exercise, what helps is that you just listen, and your question is usually based on the last statement that the person made. Okay, and the very broad guideline is try not to ask yes or no. Ask questions that help the person think more about his challenge. Okay, it's more helping the person think than helping the person think about the correct answer. Okay, because the usual mistake people do is the coach has an answer in mind and he's asking questions that will lead the person to the coach's answer. What you want is for the person to discover his own answer. So it's